Hey guys, it's Mike back with you on another video. If you've watched my video, you know that the purpose is to educate you on all things business insurance, but also to provide you tips and advice on risk management, compliance, human resources, and employee wellness so that you become a better, safer company, lowering your total cost of risk and increasing your company's bottom line. Today, we're going to talk about the top 5 tips for avoiding workers' compensation claims. Now, you know, as a business owner or a business leader, nobody wants to have a work comp claim. Unfortunately, sometimes people get sick or injured while at work, and it's just not avoidable, right? Claims have to go in. Work comp companies, you need your work comp company to handle them. But I'm going to give you 5 tips today that can seriously reduce the risk of having a work comp claim, the risk of having an injury or an illness at work, and therefore getting to the work comp company and opening a claim. So the key here is to try to avoid as many work comp claims as possible. Again, reducing your insurance premiums, lowering your total cost of risks, and improving your company's bottom line. And guys, remember, if you like my videos, if you find them helpful and you find them resourceful, give me a thumbs up, comment in the section below, and remember to subscribe and notify yourself for any future videos that I may release. The number 1 tip I have, or I should say the first tip I have for avoiding workers' compensation claims, is to implement a comprehensive safety program. Now, the safety program should be well documented, and employees need to be trained on the program, and it needs to be spoken about and addressed on a regular basis. This isn't something that you just throw together, you push out there for signatures, and then you forget about it. You need to live and breathe your safety program. Leaders have to lead by example. They have to enforce the rules. Management has to adhere to an open policy where employees feel comfortable reporting potential hazards, speaking about safety, speaking about situations that could have caused losses or injuries, and the management team and the team responsible for implementing and adhering to safety precautions needs to be proactive in their resources and proactive in receiving that feedback and implementing any updates. So a safety program that's well documented, that's comprehensive, and that is spoken about and trained on regularly is really, really important for avoiding workers' compensation claims. If you don't have a safety program or you need help implementing one, let us know. We can help design safety programs, we can help implement them and put them in your hands so that you take it from there and ensure that it becomes part of your company culture. My second tip for avoiding workers' compensation claims is to conduct regular safety audits and safety assessments, or safety inspections, as some might call them. Safety audits and safety inspections, checking up. If you're in a high hazard industry especially, such as construction, such as manufacturing, and certain hospitality industries, you need to check. You should have a thorough checklist to ensure that all of your safety protocols and all of your safety guidelines are being met, to check areas. If there's a manufacturing plant, you need to walk the floor to check, audit safety protocols, make sure people are adhering to your safety program. And now when conducting safety audits and safety inspections, include your team, include your employees. Okay, now they become involved. They may see things or they may know things that you don't as a management team or a leader of a company or an owner of a company. And they could tell you, they could help share that, and it could become part of your audit and inspection process so that you're proactive in eliminating that hazard before someone gets hurt or before someone becomes sick. Again, leading to a work comp claim. We want to avoid turning in or relying on our work comp insurance to handle claims. We want them not to happen. Also, something that's really important, and I get calls all the time when insurance companies, especially in the work comp industry, and now sometimes even in other forms of general liability, they will come out and they'll do audits and they'll do safety inspections as part of their program, as part of their policy. Use it as an advantage. It's a value-added benefit. These programs and policies could be expensive in the open market. If we were to go out and provide these services for you, which we do, we can even provide them on one-off situations, but it's going to cost you money. If you have a work comp provider, or if you have a general liability insurer that wants to do this for you and then provide you with feedback so that now they're eliminating risk, it helps them, but it also helps you to become a safer, more well-informed organization, okay, where you put safety first and your employees first. Use it as a benefit. People call me and they say, why are they coming? This is Big Brother, or, this is annoying, or it's taking too much time. It's something that you could use to your benefit. It's a value-added service that you're not paying for that becomes as part of your insurance program that we always say, use it to your advantage. If you don't have a work comp provider or a general liability provider that's doing this for you, which to me is something that they should, let us know. We're a great work comp partner. We have great programs that we utilize for our clients, and we can help you find one that includes these services so that you don't have to go out and purchase them separately. My third tip for avoiding workers' compensation claims is to foster an open communication culture in your organization. I can tell you by experience, and I've been doing this for a long time, more than 20 years, claims that I see blow up. When I say blow up, they become troublesome. They become large. They affect the history of the company. They affect the modification factor. And when that happens, it drives up work comp rates, drives up premiums, it drives up the total cost of risk, and it chews away a company's profits. Is when employees feel disregarded, they feel ignored, and they feel like they're not cared for, especially after an injury. I'll say that again, especially after an injury. Now, at our agency, we've partnered with a company that provides post-injury claims management for workers' compensation employers. So we enroll our customers in the platform. If there's an injury, our customer advises this company that's our partner. They do an excellent job, and they communicate throughout the whole process with the employee. And I can tell you that this particular program, I have seen an incredible drop for many of my clients in the magnitude of their work comp claims. If you see my YouTube channel, I've recently posted a video about experience modification factors and how to avoid costly mistakes. And what I do is I go through an experience modification worksheet, a California WCIRB issued worksheet, and you will see how indemnity claims or quote unquote lost time claims that exceed the primary threshold really affect a company's experience modification. And a lot of that is because there's no open communication between the employer and the employee. So I'll say it again, making sure that employees are heard. When they're hurt, that you care for them, you regard, you check up, you ensure that they're doing well. And also to ask for their feedback. Where are they seeing places in the workplace that could cause injury or illness? And having that open communication really avoids hazards and lessens the risk that you will have a future workers' compensation loss. My fourth tip is to provide proper training and also personal protective equipment, otherwise known as PPE. Now, you would be amazed by how many people I speak to when they first reach out for help with their insurance program, especially in construction and manufacturing, that aren't proactively ensuring that the personal protective equipment policy and training programs are being met. And what I mean by that is, sure, you can hand out equipment, goggles, safety boots. You can have management meetings, trainings about how for ladder safety or working at heights or harness training or whatever it may be, right? Using power equipment. You have to make sure that your training is being followed, and you have to make sure your equipment is being worn properly and utilized all the time. And if your equipment's old, you have to replace it, make sure it's not worn out, make sure it's still providing the same amount of protection as it was when you first bought it or you first gave it out. But also one big thing, and I think people miss this point, is that the leaders of the company, the management team and the ownership, they follow the same rules. They lead by example. They wear their safety equipment. They don't take shortcuts. They follow safety protocols when it comes to, again, working at heights, when it comes to working on ladders, using power equipment, working on machinery and equipment. Really, really important. If you have driver safety trainings, which that's become so important now, because remember, driver safety not only impacts your business auto program and the costs of your business auto policies, but also your work's comp, because if you have an employee that's injured in an accident while driving for work, that becomes a work comp claim. Hold regular meetings, document your meetings, ensure your safety program or your safety trainings are in order and that they're regular and that your personal protective equipment is being used and it's not worn out and it's still up to code or up to par. So the fifth and final tip that I have for you for avoiding workers' compensation claims is something that people in our industry, very well-respected colleagues of mine that are great risk managers and insurance professionals talk about all the time. A return to work program that's robust, that's strong, and that you follow. Why? The longer somebody is out on a work comp claim, the more likely that claim is going to grow, and the more likely that they're not going to return to work. You really don't want people at home. You really don't want people feeling like they're left out, feeling like they're going to have a hard time entering back into the company culture or back into the workplace. So a solid return and a strong return to work program with light modified or modified duty to allow people to come back and start to work again in the program or work again in the company, to work with their colleagues, to have the social aspect back at work. Even if they're in, let's say they're in an industry like construction where their injury is not going to allow them to get back to their position, but maybe they can do some other jobs. Maybe they can work in the office. Maybe they can do sales for a while. Maybe they can help support on job sites without doing manual labor. Return to work program is the number one tip that I have for you. And it's something that most industry professionals will tell you the same exact thing. To get people back to work, to get them out of their house, off their couch, away from watching TV, especially commercials about personal injury attorneys, back to work where they feel welcomed, they feel safe, and they feel like they can get back into the working environment. So those are my 5 tips for helping you and your company avoid workers' compensation claims, thus reducing your total cost of risk and increasing your net profits and the profitability and your bottom line. It's not all about the numbers. That's another thing that we really need to keep in mind, is that when you have employees, their well-being is your priority. It should be your priority. It's your responsibility and it's your duty to make sure that they're safe at work, that they're comfortable at work, that they have a place that they can grow and they can support a family and they can earn a living. And if you do that and you implement any of these 5 tips, while at the same time that's your main focus, is your focus is on your employees and their well-being and their families and help them provide, then you will avoid workers' compensation claims. Now, I'm not saying that you won't have any, because things happen. I mean, things happen. It's unavoidable. Injuries happen. Illnesses happen. Regardless of how hard people try or how much training or safety is in place, it happens, right? But you want to avoid the ones that really don't have to happen. And if they do happen, you want to get people back into the workforce, back into your environment, feeling comfortable, open communication, open dialogue, post-injury management. It's all really, really important. And if you do that, I promise you that you're going to see a much better history and better results on your workers' compensation insurance policy, your workers' compensation rates, premiums going forward. If you have any questions about this video, if you need help with any of the information that I spoke about, give us a call. Our direct dial is 858-384-1506. You can also email me directly at mike@foagency.com. Sometimes I get busy traveling or meetings, so email hello@foagency.com and someone on our team will be able to assist you and answer all your questions. Again, if you like my video, if you find them helpful, useful, if you find them educational, and they help your company, please give me a thumbs up. Remember, comment below. I reply to all comments. If you have any tips that you guys have, that you've implemented at your company to help avoid and reduce workers' compensation losses, comment below. I'd love to hear what you've done, something that I want you to share with our viewers so that they become better business owners just as you. Hope to see you on another video very soon. We'll be back in a couple weeks. Remember to subscribe and notify yourself. Every other week we release a new video. Hope you like them and hope to see you on another one real soon. Take care.